Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here today. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. The opening lines of Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. This morning, I want to describe a tale, not of two cities, but of one industry facing two futures. One born of wisdom, a future of free and seamless trade, of growth and innovation. The other from incredulity, a future driven by ideology and hampered by trade barriers. The best of times, the worst of times. The automotive industry has for many years enjoyed the best of times, making progress economically and environmentally. Last year, our industry showed itself to be innovative and robust enough to grow despite difficulties. Turnover grew by 82 billion, up more than 5%. More jobs in manufacturing, now at over 186,000. More jobs across the whole sector, now up over 856,000. This is what the industry can achieve unfettered. But industry makes long-term decisions. The positive figures generated today are the result of investment decisions made years ago in more stable times. Right now, the economic conditions are more precarious. Since the start of 2018, we've seen significant job losses and investment decline, something I will return to shortly. Last year's progress, however, was not just economic, it was environmental. We strive to meet our obligations to the planet and to each other. And we do this in recognition of the fact that this industry has lost trust, something we will work hard to regain. And the best way to regain that trust is to deliver, and that is exactly what the industry is doing. The amount of energy required to build a vehicle has dropped. Water used in the production of each vehicle is down by more than 5%, and waste to landfill is down by more than 12%. So we've made great strides to cut emissions as we head to a cleaner, greener future. Cutting environmental impacts from well to wheel, from production to product. But any economy, any market needs a strategy, one that gives manufacturers the space and time to invest, to innovate and sell competitively to make yet more progress. The industry has been on the road to zero emissions for some decades. It is a vision we share with governments around the world, and progress has been made. CO2 emissions have been reducing dramatically. Tailpipe emissions of particulates all but eliminated. NOx reduced significantly, and other emissions now negligible. But we still must do more. Road transport remains a significant contributor to overall CO2 emissions, and other sectors, notably energy, have improved faster. But our industry doesn't have a small number of fixed installations. We have nearly 40 million products on UK roads. And these are consumer goods, so it's the consumer who needs the incentive to change, to have the courage to adopt to new and sometimes more expensive technologies. And we need other sectors to support. So we need government leadership to bring together infrastructure providers, energy suppliers, and yes, the industry to make that change, to deliver the best of times. The environmental revolution taking place is but one of the technological revolutions underway. Digitalization, connectivity, automation. These changes bring great opportunities for the UK. But we are not the only nation wanting to win this race. We operate in a highly competitive environment. We create long-term employment, boost exports, invest in people and research and innovation. And we have a significant multiplier effect, with every pound invested in the automotive sector creating £3 for the wider economy. But Brexit is holding us back. We do not seem any closer to the certainty and stability that all of British industry needs. Business is getting frustrated. We know this isn't easy. We know it will be the most complex trade negotiation ever, and we know that government understands this. But how should business plan? The EU has issued guidance telling European automakers that UK approvals will no longer apply. It is advising business that UK components will no longer count towards rules of origin. And we hear some member states telling their businesses to prepare for a hard Brexit. That is the reality. The prospect of no deal is real. So all business can plan for is a hard Brexit. This time last year, I, along with others, said that this uncertainty cannot be allowed to drag on and drag British industry down with it. Our results from last year show that we have not been dragged down, but the signs for this year are more ominous. Contingency planning, job losses, investment halves to less than 350 million so far this year. That is the cost of uncertainty, the price we pay for slow decision-making. We still do not know what type of trading relationship we will have with the EU or the rest of the world for that matter. Now, we are ambitious, government is ambitious. We want solutions that work for all sides, big business and small business. The government has set red lines on leaving the single market and the customs union. But these red lines go directly against the interests of automotive. We must retain membership of the customs union and deliver the benefits that the single market offers. Having different product regulation for our sector makes no sense. Government knows this. We need to have tax-free trade, importing and exporting parts, components, and finished vehicles without barriers. As frictionless as possible is just not good enough. Just-in-time manufacturing demands frictionless trade. We welcome free and fair trade globally. If the UK government can deliver that, it has our full support. But we operate in an increasingly hostile and protectionist global trading environment. Other countries may want trade deals with us, and we would, in principle, welcome that. But trade deals take time. Quick deals are unconsidered deals with unintended consequences for sectors and for people. And there is no deal that matches the scale and importance of our current deal with Europe. Our position, therefore, is simple. Until the government can demonstrate exactly how a new model for customs and trade with the EU and other markets can replicate the benefits we currently enjoy, don't change it. The truth is, there is no Brexit dividend for our industry. We accept Brexit is happening, and we are working with government to explain the issues, the impacts, the dangers, and it's right that we do so. We also have an industrial strategy and a sector deal that seeks to draw on the inherent strengths we possess. But if we cannot cut through the fog of uncertainty, there will start to be real casualties. Now, our sector's importance to the British economy cannot be overstated. But when it comes to Brexit, we must avoid the worst of times. Thank you very much.